All right. You guys almost done?
Yeah.
Slowly getting there.
You guys need to know how to do algebra, please. Algebra is gonna be even worse when you go to Calc 3 or differential equation. There's a more math class after here, unless you want. You're going to be a doctor, right?
Yeah, I gotta do biomedical engineering.
You just need to do Calc 1 though.
Biomedical engineering.
I don't know. Look at
You have to do that stuff.
Raj,
Hey, Raj, tell me, huh? Tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's my major. Oh my god.
I'm not the first.
Raj, don't ever have to happen.
Raj, you're gonna get like negative volume instead.
Hell yeah. I'm a monkey up a negative one.
That was so wrong.
So you was equal to x plus 4. Minus
No.
Do you cube it? See? I know you push it.
I'm at the part where I need to take the integral negative 1 over 64 and
All right, so I'm gonna start. This question start with a 1 over 3 minus 2x minus x squared. Smartboard is not playing. Okay. Dumb board.
You can. And then you can say
Make it 4 minus c squared.
and then you can
All right, so next question will be hardest one, but it's not hardest one in term of a calculus standpoint. In term of calculus, this point is a little bit more difficult, is because I haven't told you about that. Okay, so in terms of its algebra 2, that's more difficult than calculus. So no, you cannot take a negative sign outside there. Not completely outside the radical. That's not legal. Okay, you cannot do that. So what you can do is you can manipulate. Just focus on the inside. Don't worry about the outside. Just focus on the inside. Just focus on there. And we know that I prefer the x squared to be positive. So it'll be 3 minus, and then this one's going to be x squared plus 2x. Would that be still the same thing? Is that okay? Now it's going to be 3 minus x squared plus 2x. Now b divided by 2 squared, which is 2 divided by 2 squared, which is 1. And I'm going to add 1 here. But you got to think about what does it affect to the whole thing. If you're adding 1 here, but there's a negative sign, it's affecting this. It's like electrons. You have a net loss of -1. So you must gain 1 in the front. Does that make sense? In order to balance the molecules or charges. Is that okay? So therefore, I need to add 1 here. And if you don't believe me, distribute it all the way back. See if you go back to before. So be 4 minus x plus 1 squared. Now I'm going to go back and rewrite that inside and the dx. But we forgot the 3 over 2. At least I forgot 3 over 2 here. This one is 4 minus x squared. So 4 minus x squared is the arcsine, arctangent, or what? Secant. Which one is it? Sine. So we want a sine theta is equal to x plus 1 over 2. We have a right triangle. We can double confirm that. We want the x plus 1 to be on the top. Right? So this one's x plus 1. This is 2. We can call it z. So it'll be x plus 1 squared plus z squared equal to 4. So z squared equal to 4 minus x This is just double checking. And z is equal to square root of 4 minus x plus 1 squared. Now that is okay. So now I am gonna assign that. I'm gonna say dx. Now before dx, I need to do something else Nathan forgot to do on the whole homework. Cosine theta. We have to take a derivative, right? D theta. And that's the way you go to what? Dx over 2. And that's equal to 2 cosine theta d theta equal to dx. So now I'm going to change this dx to that. Don't ever forget that. And I told you yesterday, as one of the things that people usually forget when do trig integrations. So be 2 cosine theta d theta and the 4 minus. This one is going to be 2 sine theta square times 3 over 2. Is this okay so far? Did I break any math?
Yes.
The most scariest thing is you break math, which is algebra. The calculus is very intuitive. It's not hard. So then I can say 2 cosine of theta d theta over 4 minus 4 sine square theta to the 3 over 2. And that looks good.
Mr. Why didn't you?
What about the minus 1?
Mr.
Tanner, what you say?
Because it's sine theta equals x plus 1 over 2, right? So wouldn't it be 2 sine theta minus 1 equals x? Oh, it's plus 1. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It's the same.
This, if I move to this to be 2 sine theta equal to x plus 1. Is that okay?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, what happened?
So what I did, I like separated the square root and the cube. So I had like 1 over square root 4 minus x plus 1 squared, and then times 1 over 4 minus x plus 1 squared to the cube. I did it like that. Is that wrong? I have like, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't finished it, so I'm pretty different.
Okay, if they have the same power like this, you can do 4 to the 3 over 2 times 1 minus sine square to the 3 over 2. Is that okay?
That's not on. I'll tell you. I'll show you that.
And what's the 4 to the 3 over 2? Wait, I'm so sorry. I think I write down the question wrong. It's a 5. Okay, so this is a 5 or 2. But it's not. It's a additional things. So your part you might be right. So give me a second. Let me. 5 or 2. So let me finish this part. I'll go back to do 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is probably much the same thing. It's much easier actually. So I here it's gonna be 1 to the 4 over 2 will be 32. So it'll be 1 over 16 to the cosine theta d theta over cosine to the 5th theta. Is that okay? So it'll be 1 over 16 to the secant to the 4 theta d theta. So the reason why I want to do to the 5th, because if you do to the 3rd, then it will just do secant square theta, which is that's just 10. But this is much more funner here. Because this review back to the how to take integration with trig integral, not trig substitution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How do I integrate to secant to the 4th?
DI.
I don't think you need DI.
Oh.
Because DI is not trig integral. Trig integral is just strictly trig using trig identity. Which trig identity I can use? Secant squared theta is equal to what? 1 plus 10 squared theta. Do you see it? Do you see it? So what is u equal to? Tangent theta du is equal to secant squared theta d theta. Is that okay so far?
Yep.
So 1 over 16. So this one's 1 plus u squared and du, right? So it'd be 1 over 16. This one's u plus u to the 3 over 3 plus c. Is this okay? Now it'd be 1 over 16 to the 10 of theta plus 10 cubed theta over 3 plus c. Now we're going to go back and look at the triangle that we did. So triangle is right here. Let me copy it. This is x plus 1, this is 2, right? And this is, what is this one?
Square root of 4 minus x squared.
I'm so sorry. X plus 1 over square root of 4 minus x plus 1 to the second. And that's what 10 I forgot to convert back to theta to x. And the same thing, it's going to be 1 over third times x plus 1 to the square root 4 minus x plus 1 square to the third plus c. You can distribute it and simplify this. And the reason why I like this question, I'm going to explain to you the reason why I like this question. First, this question is good because there is a completing the square that you guys need to do, which is you guys forgot how to do. Second, I like once you use the trig substitution, you need to use u substitution and trig integral. So first you have to do trig integral and then u substitution. So depending on what is given to you, you have to use accordingly. Okay? Lastly, you have to convert theta to the things. But please make sure you set up the right triangle like this and make sure you take a derivative. And then rest of them just math. Not anything crazy, it's just math. Questions? And I like this question is because I go through it and I said there was a lot of review of the old test. The only thing it does not review is the DI method. That's the only thing it did not review on this particular question.
Yeah.
With your DI method, it should be fine. Your test is Thursday. But we're gonna go talk about our next topic.
Where did you put it? Oh, it's 4. Okay. So, this goes to that. 4 minus.
How much time I have?
1 over.
How much time I have?
8 more minutes.
Huh?
8 minutes.
That's perfect. You lying to me too. Are you lying to me? Are you lying to me?
No, you can definitely set up the 8 more minutes.
Okay, so we're gonna look at this ugly functions. And we're gonna take an integral of this. It has no trig substitution. How do I know it's no trig substitution? Because there is no 1 plus x squared or 1 minus x squared or x squared minus 1. There is no that type of format, or a squared minus 8x squared or x squared minus a squared or x squared plus a squared. So there is no that format. So let's start talking about algebra. This subject is actually taught in pre-calculus a long time ago. So first year I taught pre-calculus, we had to teach about partial fractions, and we had to teach this student from this to break up to this is a rational equation, right? This is a rational equation. You can break up the multiple rational equation and add them together. What I'm trying to say is this. If you have 4x squared minus x plus 6, x cubed minus x squared minus 6x, what do you see immediately you can do? Factor out x, you are a genius, right? Not all the time I say that, but what else you can factor? That might not help you too much, but how about the bottom?
X minus 3x.
Is this okay? Now, can I say this? 4x squared minus 4x plus 6 over x times x minus 3 times x plus 2. Now I'm just going to do algebra. No calculus. Calculus is easy. Algebra is hard part. Can I say there's 3 fractions add together?
Yeah.
What would be the denominator?
It's the same thing for all of them. X minus 3, x plus 2.
Is this okay? Because there's probably some type of number here, some type of number here, some type of number, and you had to combine fraction, you'll end up resorting 4x squared minus 4x plus 6. Does that make sense? So we're going to name this number A, B, and C. A, B, and C. So you can break up to individual parts. Yeah, so imagine, no, we're going to go back and reproof this, right? We are not even doing calculus. We're just proving algebraically. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make my life interesting. I don't like fraction. Is there any way I can get rid of fraction all at the same time?
Yeah.
I multiply both sides by what? So what would I get? 4x squared minus 4x plus 6 is equal to A times what?
X minus 3x plus 2.
Uh-huh. Plus B times what?
X plus 2.
X times x plus 2. Sorry, x times x plus 2. And the plus C times what? Is that okay? I have no more fraction. It looks nice. You want to learn shortcut?
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you long cut first. Do you like distributing? We are going to. How much time I have?
You have 4 minutes left.
Okay, I'll teach you a shortcut.
You actually have 3 minutes, Mr. Ye.
I'll teach you a shortcut then. I don't have time. Okay, so we can save to assume. So it's best thing to assume. This is a shortcut. And I'll teach you a long cut tomorrow. Because long cut is going to be useful for certain questions. This one is like standard division. Only can use for dividing by x minus 2 or x plus 2. Right? But if it's x squared minus 2, standard division no longer work. So here's a shortcut. You want to assume x is equal to easy number. So x equal to, what would be the x is equal to the easy number?
1.
No.
Or 0.
0 is better. What else? What else?
0, 3, negative 2.
X equal to 3 and the x equal to negative 2. Why that is?
Critical point.
Well, those are the thing will cause the zero product property will cause everything go to 0, right? So if I assume that x equal to 0, what am I gonna get on the left side? 6, right? And this one is going to give you negative 6a, would you say?
Yeah.
Plus 0b plus 0c, right? So a is equal to what?
-1.
So we find out a is negative 1.
Oh, I see.
And then we plug in 3. So 3 is going to be 4 times 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 6. And if I plug in 3 in here, what will happen? 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. So there's no more a left, which is great. And if I plug in here, what am I going to get?
15b.
What is it? 15b plus how many c? 0c, right? Does that make sense? So what am I going to get on this side? 30 equal to 15b. What'd you say? B is equal to 2. We find out A and B. Can I find out C? Plug in negative 2. So B 4 times negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 plus 6 is equal to negative 2. The A is going to go away. B is going to go away. C is going to be what? Negative 2 times what? Negative 5, right? So what is it? 4, 16 plus 8 plus 6 is what? What is it? 30 is equal to 10c, right? C is equal to 3. So guess what? You already did the hard part. It's negative 1 over x plus 2 over x minus 3 plus 3 over x plus 2 integrated.
Please your students for B lunch.
See, I told you I can get it done. Assume an easy number. It's going to cause them cancel. And you plug in on both sides, you evaluate for A, B, and C. You break a very scary fraction to 3 pieces of small individual fraction. And then you can integrate each individual fraction. Usually, this is called a linear factor on the bottom. Those can be quadratic factor. That's where the shortcut doesn't work.
Will there be homework tonight?
Yeah,
Okay,
you should finish all the work on yesterday though.
when are you gonna post that?
Soon. I will get lunch first though.
How does the ABC thing work? Like, how do what's like the formula for that?
There's no formula. It's called decomposition fractions.
Okay, like it just works, kind of.
Well, we're gonna talk about tomorrow why that is. But if you really wanna like multiply, if you work out this one, negative 1 over x plus 2 over x minus 3 plus c over x plus 2. Now, if I multiply this by x minus 3 and x plus 2, just like combined fraction, you will come out to be exactly the same.
Okay, so basically just like A is something. And eventually.
Yeah, so we find out what the A value be, A, B, C. And once that we combine fraction, we can go back to original state.
Okay.
And that we prove that this and this are equal.
Interesting.
And if this is equal, then I can integrate this rather than integrate that, because we cannot integrate that.
Will the homework be on this or on the trig stuff?
Huh?
Will the homework be about this?
On both. It's gonna be harder tricks up today, which is like the things that we had to complete the square and stuff like that.
At first, I thought you had the I method somehow with completing the square. I did it weird. Where I got
No.
to the third.
So the hardest thing is gonna be recognize when to use DI, when to use trick sub, when to use U sub, when to use. The thing is now you have multiple tools. You gotta learn how to use what. I should go get Subway because I think I'm feeling low on sugar. Subway, here I come.
Wait, here I come.
You can have one instead of steal one from me. Because I know you want one.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
No? Okay, now you cannot have one.
Okay. Should I leave school?
Like, permanently or for the day?
For the day.
Like, it's not your day.
No.
What's usually your 6th period?
AP research.
I don't know. I don't know how intense that is. When does he usually post your homework? Yeah, this week.
Wait.
He posted it freaking 4 yesterday. I clocked it at 4, so I wasn't able to finish it.
I never finished.
Last year he would like do it like during full time. He would do it, but then he would also like post it during lunch usually. But he has those moments. It's annoying.
If you want, you could go home. Like, but you asking that question, which just means you already have an answer. You want to go home.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
I don't think she's
that's
saying
okay.
should. I don't think she's saying do I want to. She's saying is it a good idea? Those are two very different things. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean it's a good idea. Can and should are two different.
If you want to stay, probably the only reason you stay here is for Calculus because we have a test tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. It's Thursday. Thursday?
He's not. Well, no, he's doing his tests on Wednesdays before. I was gonna say he's not that cool, and then I was like, wait a minute.
Next Thursday.
Like
Mm-hmm.
trying to think of like what to say other than just like complaining at this point because I'm just tired. Yeah, that's about it.
I want to go home, but that's not an option.
Yeah.
So, Thursday.
I want to go home, but that means I miss engineering, and like, if I don't physically go to engineering class, there's zero chance that I will. Even when I'm in class, I don't necessarily do engineering, but if I go there, there's at least a non-zero chance. So I'd rather take the 50 than the 0.
Do you guys think I'm a mean person? No, you're not. Who told you that?
Who told you you're mean?
Sorry, my reaction.
No, you're good. But do you guys think I'm a mean person?
Who said
No,
you're
you are
mean?
not.
You're not.
You are nice. Like,
Yeah, but do you think like I say that like do you think like would you guys rather have friends that tell you like the truth or just like make you feel
You need a little bit of both in your life. But I think you really like.
if you have to choose? Lord. Truth?
Yeah.
person.
As much as I would like having someone who makes me feel better, I feel like my brain would almost like loop around on itself and be like, do they really? So I guess knowing is better. Because like even when you say the truth, you don't even like say it in a I mean I don't know you that like well, because like we only had a few classes together, but from what I know of you,
But a person who are like nice, but then like probably nice just in front of you, but they're still going to talk like behind you, like on the back. But like the true person just tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So like whatever he
what's
says.
going on, Laura?
So do you think
Maybe in a mean way, but like
so the way I say it, do you think I'm like means like it can become like
I mean, I don't think so. From what I mean, I know since we only really had engineering, and that was just kind of a jokey class where we would just like almost hang out or just like talk during it, like normal talk. I don't know how you. Sorry, this is like sounding very weird. I'm like thinking out loud. I mean, I don't think you're. Now, if you are mean, you've tricked me though. You've done a good job of tricking me, but you're not mean.
In my standard, you're not mean. You're a nice person.
Yes, with my standard, you're a nice person.
Yeah. Who told you that? I'm just wondering, like,
Who said you were mean?
No, it's not that. So like basically.
Oh, were you like, oh, is this mean?
No, like basically, my best friend was like telling her sister, she was like, I don't really want to be friends with Laura anymore because she like tells me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
But I don't want to be friends with her. But then she used like the positive. She didn't say she's mean to me. She said she tells me what I need to hear.
But I think like,
Why would you say?
But like saying the truth sometimes can be mean. And I'm sorry, like I am the type of person that just like never.
I understand.
I can't like lie to you.
Yeah, exactly. If like one of my friends needs something,
Yeah,
true,
she
like,
always
I feel like it's me.
exactly. She always asks me about like relationship advice. I hate to tell you, like I've literally never been in a relationship. Like I've never talked to a guy like seriously. So it's like I'm probably not the best person that you
Yeah.
can ask. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so obviously when you like call me about that,
I can only
excuse
say
me,
like
your
you
boyfriend?
can only say like your gut reaction.
Exactly. Like
Like,
I
you
can
don't.
only say like what can be beneficial for you.
Yeah, you can only really go off of logic.
Exactly. And so I told her, I said, he doesn't give a shit about anything. And apparently, like that. But yeah. And now she's like besties with the girl that literally talks shit about me. So I don't really know.
That's how friendship works. Right. Like you always.
But it's not even friendship.
Like,
Imagine
yeah,
he's like screaming this whole time.
he's not. Hopefully, better not.
I don't think he streams today.
He
So.
did a stream. That's a secret.
Well, I mean, he streams sometimes for us. BC, but I
But
didn't
for
see
me,
him.
like,
I understand what you're talking
but I
about.
don't care.
Yeah.
If you don't care, it's mostly about like the idea of it. It's like don't act like you're close to me, and then you can like switch it like.
Yeah.
But yeah. And also like it's like nice and all that people can come like funny and stuff. But I think
it's something about the inflection you use when you talk.
I just think like everyone has their own issues, you know.
Well, that's just objectively yes.
Human is like 100% like something.
Aspen's dad sent Dr. Gay an iMessage. Why were you like? At first I thought you were reacting to the.
No, I'm eating
Wait,
like
Ethan,
really large.
can you help me out with this? Do you know how to do
With what?
AB or no? Do you remember anything from AB?
What in AB?
It's like
I mean, most likely.
integral.
Integral of what?
Like integration, the calculator.
Like, have you done like chain rule? Oh, it's FTC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not too bad at all. It's more of just you look at it. Well, you don't look at it necessarily. If it's like straight lines and stuff, you can look at it and be like, hey, it's triangle. But you're saying with like the TI stuff, like with the calculator?
Yeah.
Okay, what part about it are you confused by?
I don't know. It's weird. Do I seem like someone that would be in a relationship right now?
I don't know because I've never been in one either. So let's see. So is it stuff like is it like this one that you're talking about, or is it one where it's like you give X and you have to graph it?
Low-key, let's look at both.
Which one? The first one? Or the second one?
Wait, can we go to 6?
6. Rate in, rate out. Is that the one? This one or this one?
The first.
So on a certain work day, the rate in tons per hour at which unprocessed gravel
And then we're trying to see
Right.
what I did.
is 90 plus 45 cosine, where t is measured in hours and t is 0 to 8. The plant is 500 at t equals 0. Okay. So I'm assuming this is a different 6, right? Wait,
No, it's the same.
oh no, wait, that is 3. Why is it? How did you get to cosine of 5 over 16?
No. But, I mean, like 6.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, okay, well,
I
I was like, I
would.
no, that's very wrong. Okay, the parking was on the x-axis. So then, yeah, so then that's the, when you take the integral, so the particle moving to the left. So, yeah, you basically want, you probably want to do like, so then you would want to find when cosine of pi over 6t equals 0, find the inflection point. Or not inflection, the critical points, and then wherever it's negative, that's what speed would be for A.
But how do I tell you? Because I did this right.
Well, I mean, you took a derivative, but you don't need to do that for this, because this is already the speed. I mean, the velocity. You're already at velocity. You're not at position. So
So
this is
this
the
becomes
acceleration.
0?
This is the acceleration. You'll probably need this. Yeah. So you need to set that to 0. Figure out where the 0 points are, and then do the number line.
I always need to trust my gut. Because people, literally, I only did the derivative because people.
Yeah, the derivative isn't needed until part.
Okay, now how do
C.
I set this equal to 0? Like how do I? Like how do I
Well,
find this?
when does cosine equal
0.
yeah, when does cosine equal 0?
2 pi.
And
3 pi over 2.
okay. So what you want to do is make so pi over 6 equals 2 pi, or pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. So because you're having pi over 6 times t, basically, so like you want it to equal pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, and it is
Pi over
from,
2. 2
sorry,
pi.
2 pi. No, pi over 2.
2 pi.
No, because it's 1, 2. This is 2 pi.
Yeah. Where
Yeah, but
cosine
that's
equals
cosine. That's cosine equals 1. You're thinking of sine. Because you have pi over 2 up here. Because remember, cosine is where on the x.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you have pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. So what times pi over 6 equals 3 pi over 2? I mean, pi over 2.
What? Wait, what?
What time? So what number
Times pi
over 6 equals 3 pi over 2? I mean,
equals pi.
yes. Yep. Because 3, that ends up
Yeah.
merging to 6,
Okay.
and then you get that. And then for 3 pi over 2, you can just multiply by 3 again. So x equals, so you have x equals 3 here.
And x equals 9.
Yep, and x equals 9. And you have 0
Is
and
this how you
12.
write on your?
Number line test is pretty good to.
No,
like,
I mean like is.
like how I would
is
do it on a
messy?
test. Well, no, it's just because I'm like holding it weird. It's usually a little neater than this, but yeah, like my lines wouldn't be this shape either. So then what you do, you is just kind of plug in. So like you could do it at x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 10 or something like that.
This would be positive.
Yeah. Well, because think of it like this. When you're at t equals 3, you're
Square root
here.
3.
So now you're in this area, so it's going to be negative. And then once you reach here, it's going to go back to positive.
What about
No, that's I accidentally did that one there. Yep.
So it was
So wherever, yep, I'm t equals 3 to t equals 9 for when it's slowing down. And you get why that is?
yeah.
Okay, good. And you understand like how we got the numbers and all that,
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Good.
Is that right? First B.
Right here. Total distance traveled.
But it has to be plus. Has to be plus.
Yes,
six.
yeah. Total distance. Yep, that's correct.
But it has to be plus -2. Because look how up here.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, because total displacement.
Yes.
Yeah, total displacement
Yes.
you don't include it, but total distance you do. Okay, so you understand. You see how D is right?
Addition to 4. So
How is it gonna come back on then? What time do we
take
leave?
the integral, which would
Like
be
you know, another 11 minutes. I mean, 9
think.
minutes.
I don't think it's just.
What do you write down? You take the integral, right?
Yeah, you take the integral.
Of cosine of pi.
Yes, but I think you need to do u sub. So it's pi over 6x, but then you end up like flipping it basically because you need u equals that. So it's 6 over pi.
When did I have to do that?
No, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right. Do that. Yep. Integral down. So you need the integral of.
No, I think they do it with.
No, I'm just doing this. So it is the integral of cosine pi over 60.
Guys, why is this time wrong?
Oh, his time never writes. It's that 9:45.
Or
I was telling everybody about you.
me.
How I failed you on this test.
Why are you mailing me?
When you took it.
Oh, on this?
Remember you only went on that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, everybody don't do this.
Look what you did to my paper.
Oh, hush.
No, he did my paper.
He was nice guy.
He's like stretching over.
I know. Are we like besties?
He was like, I will say that's
Fine. And you got a root beer too?
Yeah.
If this is 1 minute. You're supposed to do that question without him. No, I'm checking.
I know. That's what I.
No, okay.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, that looks so good. What is that?
ask me, I'll pick out for you.
Are you serious?
No, whatever. No, I won't pay for you. You gotta pay for your own, but I won't pay for you.
No. Yeah, because
I will get it for
You
you.
literally make more money than me.
So? That doesn't mean I'm rich.
You can't donate like.
U equals
I'm too
5
cheap.
over 6.
I'm like a really cheap agent.
Really? You're one of those.
My wife like get mad at me
Mm.
for don't use coupon. And she won't talk to me for like 3 days.
Are you serious?
Yes.
If you don't use a coupon?
Yeah. I was like, dude, it's like say like 48 cents. I know. Yeah, I use a coupon.
So 6 over 5.
Arabs are like literally quite the opposite. Like my family back in Iraq, my dad's side, they live in possibly one of the worst apartments ever. Like electricity always goes out, this and this and this. Every one of them, like when they call us, they have the newest iPhone. They have
Oh,
the
they will
newest
spend all the
car.
money they have.
They have like it's literally like Arabs. If you look rich to other people, that is the one goal.
That's why in like Saudi Arabia, they like everything's in gold.
Everything is in gold. Everything is in like extra.
Hard gold.
Exactly. And those types of people are literally the like poorest people.
They are not
spend,
rich.
no.
They wanna
spend
show
all
off.
their money. Exactly.
Makes sense.
That's why like they laugh at like me and like our family sometimes because like we spend most of our money on like having fun. Like my mom, yeah, like my mom has always been the type like money will come back. But like, yeah.
I think I need to be more like that. Because I realize I'm 46 years old. I already lived most of my life. If I don't spend it all, then all the money.
That's low key. Like I think I'm not the cheapest in my family, but definitely I don't spend as much money as my brother.
Is your brother what?
My brother works here.
Oh, he's graduated already?
He was here.
Uh,
You know what's crazy? I took like 10 times harder classes. My GPA is probably like 2 points higher than his. Like my SAT score is like 300-400 more than his, and we're gonna go to the same.
you want me to get back?
I
figured it.
thank you.
You should apply for summer. It's easier to get
I
it.
did,
That's smart.
but
That's what I did. You know what's my SAT score?
but that was back then. Like imagine how competitive it has gotten. Like every single person, like Austin, Madison, like have higher SAT scores.
Okay, keep in mind
All of
though,
them, I
people
think-
who don't have,
Where did she work?
just keep in mind, people who don't take like 650 classes still go to college. So just because that's something I have to like realize is you have to like think about colleges don't just accept hey, you have to get a 1500 on the SAT. You have to.
No, but you
There are people who will get
no.
like 1,000, and because if you only limit it to the smartest people ever, then you only
No,
have
but
like
UF is
so
that
many people
though.
who can get jobs from college. Everyone else would be in like trade school or something. But lots of people go to
But
college.
UF is like that. They're like academic.
But it's always I think what you're thinking of is you're thinking that it's more competitive now. It's always been. It's
No,
probably around
no,
the
no,
same.
no, no, it's not.
I think it's more competitive.
I think it's
More
so
because a lot of
competitive.
people cannot afford to go out of state now,
I see.
so that makes our in-state college more competitive.
But also they're taking into account like extracurriculars,
Yeah.
like all this and this, you know, sport.
I should tell you how crazy it is. I
How
was
many
in-
colleges did you apply to?
All
You know, in USA. That's what you
no,
You
it's
go to
not.
medical.
Actually,
you go to medical school.
but my mom wants me to. No, I don't have family in the US.
Miss Trier, do you have a time tomorrow?
No.
It's on Thursday?
Yeah. Maybe even Friday because there was a long weekend. So there was no reason to cover something new. I was thinking about it, there's no reason to cover something new.
I forgot that.
God will bless.
It's not a bad
Say that every time. It's always not.
I genuinely think calc is really not that bad if I
If you get all the pieces,
if calc was only like focus, I think I would have way better grades.
if this is velocity, this would be it would be 6/5 sine pi over 16, right? For the position. Yeah.
Miss Trier.
For my.
Yeah, but it was plus C.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
It would be the +2, but in this case, that's it backwards. But the more important, you need that 6/5 there, right?
I think you're funny about it.
But do you think I'm actually like
I think you enjoy to let people perceive you that way. Like you actually enjoy that, but you are not making it. But you enjoy other people like, yeah, I'm not.
There's a difference between being mean to friends. So like I feel like
No, even a strange person you won't.
I feel like the person I'm meanest to most is probably Corbin. I like
Corbin deserve it though.
so mean to me?
Corbin deserve to be mean. Like sometimes I'm like, you know that day I was like, I literally want to punch his face. Like I told him, I was like, I'm gonna punch your face if you ask me one more time.
What do you ask you?
he was talking about
He's like, this is great.
He
I
was
was like,
worried.
I already promised you, nobody is under a sea. So can you stop? And then the next day, he texts me again. And then 2 days later, and he asked me, and he knows I was sick. He knows I was sick. I know that what that was. I told him.
Is that a cookie?
Kind of.
You got two?
Yeah.
This just made my day. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I won't buy yourself. Well, maybe I can afford it.
He's saying you can afford it.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Students, 1 minute remaining until class.
I'm not looking back. I'm opening the door. I got a nice note.
I know.
Oh, speaking of. What? Can I show this at the No. I don't talk in the front. I gotta tap through.
Oh, I didn't write it down. Write it down. I don't know the number. I put 2 questions.
literally a joke. I do my other homework in that.
Far left.
Senior class.
I don't think I'm gonna play close.
I was just thinking forever to do that.
You're what? Yeah.
That means you don't know. Psychology.
Like now, I'm at 15. I woke up
I'll take it.
for mine. Back to my mom. Yeah, I know. Even a while before. Yeah. Oh, but I didn't read it.
Dang, I feel like
Yeah. No, I was let's see if we. C equals 2.5. I think you gave me 2.5. How many? See? I
Is this the first one?
After what? No, because I actually done all my homework on myself.
Did get a car.
No, I don't care. I don't really care. I'm not Mr. Yang. Oh, I didn't know. At the time, so I don't know why I didn't. I didn't.
It's just like it's not like I know it.
Change your mindset in order to survive.
Oh, I got a calculator.
Where's my boss?
Is that no way from calculator?
Bro.
I know the calculator.
Oh.
Sorry. No.
Yes, I would rather. I look at it.
All right. So your test, I'm thinking about Thursday, but I think about it. It can be Friday, but
No.
it's gonna,
Not be Friday.
oh, because of SGA, because of pepperoni.
Yes.
No, keep
Friday.
Oh. It's okay, if you can knock me, that's fine.
Huh? Okay, then Thursday then.
Not me.
Okay, so I know for sure it won't be tomorrow, but I think 90% chance Thursday. But the thing is like the Monday is gonna be holiday, so there's no reason for me to teach anything new on Friday. But which is fine. We can have a free day on Friday if we take a test on Thursday. No, you're not allowed to play. You didn't finish homework. You're supposed to finish it so we can go over it today. Alan, you're in a 1 week ban.
You were?
I'm being a hater.
All right, so the answer for this one that Alan did not do. Whose head's too big?
All of them will get together.
It's Misha's hair. Misha's hair block have the view. Misha, where are you from? I know I asked you like 6 times already.
My
My dad's not Canadian, my mom's Ukrainian.
It's so hard to remember that combinations. How do they meet? Wait, Lebanese is Christian or no?
What's your area? I love Christians. What?
Nelly, you finished? This one you didn't do?
No, I stole it. I got negative 51 marks.
Do I need to go over any questions? What? Yeah. Yeah.
No, 1D.
1D. Okay. I'll go over all of them, but I just want you to check.
G, we left it in the
Is that pi over 2?
Yeah, like they're all. Oh, God.
Because the decimals give you pi. But now you calculate it though. All right, so I'll go through them all. This is a very good review question of kinematic. I will say this is probably the question that including all different possible situations that you can have. Now on FRQ, the new FRQ does have new style question. They become 2 particle instead of 1 particle, but we're not gonna do that later. Right now we have 1 particle. That's good. Long as you know how to deal with, you're gonna get a test question with a 1 particle. Yes.
I have a question for the test. Do you know if we're gonna be allowed to use decimals on the calculator or no?
I think I prefer not, because it's really hard to. It's really not fair if you use decimals. It's a lot less key to press compared to the people that use calculator. And the calculator. So the thing I was thinking about is I have, you guys set up on the thing. So I don't know. It's probably easier for me, but a bit is gonna help me with a setup like a College Board account, and you're allowed to use decimal, but just with no question. I still issue a paper questions. That could be resort to everybody in the same level playing field. So for me, like I'd rather you learn how to use calculator. I don't know. I couldn't tell you like a definite things, but I'd rather you learn how to use calculator. I feel like calculator it's becoming more obsolete, and that's like, you know, ask you to use abacus right now instead of using calculator because decimal is so much more advanced. And besides, in the future, there's no more abacus. It's just calculator. So it's like same thing. Like in the future, it's only use decimals. So by 5 more years, nobody know how to use TI anymore. That's probably gonna happen. So I don't know, but I will say if you know how to use TI, then you know how to use everything. So I'd rather you know how to use TI. But it's not hard. I'll go over with you. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question because I'm like internal debating each other, like inside of my mind's arguing with each other, like what is the right decision, and I can't tell you what is the right decision. I just feel like there was still like try to think about what kind of benefit is using calculator. I don't know. Let me come up with something. I'll let you know. Okay, so let's talk about if your answer, you cannot just write down 20.163 like that. So for like B, negative 20.163, I talk about you cannot write like that, right? I talk about you have to write down whatever in the front result into that. So if you just write down 20.163, I cannot give you any points. 0 points. Okay. I think 90% of the time, I have decided test is on Thursday. There's two benefit. One is McKenna and Nelly will be here, and I don't have to track them down to take a test. Second benefit is I can have Thursday as a grading day. Friday can be grading, everybody grading each other because I haven't graded the last test yet. So I might want to grade that test as early as they finish it. And that should be okay for everybody. Besides, this is the only test that you can use a calculator, so cherish it. Uh-huh.
For B and C, why is B taking the integral of velocity while C you're doing velocity?
You're supposed to know that, but I'll go over all of the questions. All right, so let's go through all the questions here. So for me, and I'm gonna show you how to use calculator on all of them. So I'd rather go through the calculator, but I feel like decimals you can do it. The only thing that, by the way, McKenna helped me post a video I did 2 years ago with TI Inspire. So if you don't have a calculator, you can go to Library Broad 1. They probably have a TI Inspire. You can go through them, all of them, and just make sure you know how to use it. To learn calculator is actually the easiest part of calculus, so I think anybody can learn it really quickly. So that's not a problem. So let's go through one by one, and here's what I'm gonna go through. So I'm gonna split this to the left side and down the right side. From okay, on the right side, this is split right, and where's my thing? Split left. Oh, today I'm gonna also issue another page. It's multiple choice, just strictly calculator question. All the review question I can possibly be. But this one is a review. This is what's going to be on the test. That one is not going to be on the test, but that one teach you how to use calculator. Or in the end, know how to use calculator on all the things. So for me, I'm going to kind of speed run this initial condition. Actually, this is not going to use until part H and I. The other one, they all don't need it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go with Hmm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and type in the equation. So I did a video about TI Inspire, so you can watch that. But this is a TI 84, which is most people have. So I'm gonna speed run this. So be e to the x. So second e to the x like this, and times cosine of x, and parenthesis, and then go to the next one. I'm gonna go to math 8 d to the dx of var y bar function y1. Oops, it should be right here. Bar function y1, and this one is x equal to x. Any questions here? And I'm gonna correct graphing. That's that. Now, one thing that I would say is a lot of people don't emphasize this. I kind of emphasize on how do I adjust my window. That's just me. I adjust my window in such a way where is I'm gonna have some slack. So the question between 0 to 5, I actually want to see the y-axis. So I want to do -1 and to even 6. There's a reason why I do 6. And min, I feel like you need to go as far as -35 because that way you can see the whole graph. And this one I can see 10. I think it should be fine. We're gonna use for other question. So you see this part still not C, so I'm gonna go maybe -38. So that way I can see the whole graph. So if I will graph it, I can see the whole correct peak and everything. So this is me. That's my preference. I learned how to adjust the window because of that. So now I'm gonna answer the first question. To compare velocity and acceleration, the best way is to just do table. Second table, and this is the advantage of using calculator because this one can get you both value at the same time. On Desmos, you can do the same thing, but you have to type in extra things. So, but essentially, we're roughly the same speed. So I would say on this one, you must write down v of 1 is equal to 1.4687, which is rounded down to 469. A of 1 is equal to -0.819, and since A of 1 is less than 0 and V of 1 is greater than 0, slow down. I'm sorry, quick time. This is to the left, and where's my quick time go? How do you know that? Is this okay? Now, do you have to write down this value? You have to write down this value to provide evidence. And that's just the way it is. I would need to write down this value to provide evidence to get slowing down. Now, Jenny is asking B, how is the average velocity? Well, the average velocity is changing of position over changing of time. The problem with given velocity, you have to take integral. So in another sense, is that the average value of velocity is average velocity. Does that make sense? So that'll be 1 over b minus a integration of 2 to 4 of v of t dt. Now, do you have to write down this function? No, they already defined for you. So it'll be 1 4 minus 2 from 2 to 4 v of t dt. And then I can use that. I can say, okay, well, how to do that? Well, I'm gonna go outside stream because I want to calculate value. So it'll be math 8 or math 9. And between 2 to 4, like that. And var, y var function y1 and x like this. And then you know how to divide by 2 at the end. So I've divided by 2 at the end. Like this. Now it's gonna be 20 0.163 negative. Is that okay, Jenny? Okay, so now some people says I wanna like look nice, so I don't want to do this. You can do that too. And there's a way to copy the equation. So I want to copy the one equation here. So I can be second enter because I'm too lazy to do that, to type in the whole equation. So I'm gonna go to the front. I'm gonna insert. You can actually insert this, and you can do fraction. Now, not all the TI-84 can do that. So according to 4 minus 2, and then you're gonna get an answer like this in one shot. You're gonna get 20.16. Average velocity is just basically v of 2. Sorry, v of 4 minus v of 2, because that's a changing velocity over changing time. Is that okay? So that's gonna be var. I'm gonna go y1 and to the 4. Wait, it's 4, right? Minus var y1 to the function to the 2. Insert minus and to the 2. And then I'll divide it by 2 at the end, so I'll divide by 2 here. So it'd be negative 16.306. Everybody understand what's going on? Jesus, you got this?
Why do you why one and then input like that?
What?
Like, how did you do the input bar? Oh, when you do that, you can just put. Isn't that the same?
Yeah, you have to put parentheses before you have a value. Yeah.
What makes the part I see that it's velocity and acceleration, but wouldn't these equal the same?
No, they are not the same. If you think about it, if you integrate velocity, it's going to give you a position. So essentially, this exactly means S of B minus S of A over B minus A. Because if I integrate velocity, I'm going to get S. So it'll be the difference over S over difference of time. But here is a changing velocity over changing time. This is changing position over changing time. Changing position over changing time is average velocity. Changing velocity over changing time is acceleration. Now, also you can tell by the units too. This one's a meter because of changing position. Over changing time is meter per second, so it's average velocity. The same thing as meter per second here over second, so that's meter per second square. So that's gonna be acceleration. Man, I talk really fast.
Does the integral though mean that you're plugging in the formula you plug it into?
Yeah, but if I integrate this, if I integrate this, it's actually S of t between 4 to 2. So you integrate that, that's going to give you a position first. It's not no longer a velocity format. We're not graphing, we're just evaluating. It's possible, it just takes forever to graph. Let's just say, hey, if I today says I want to graph the integration of the first one, you can, but I will show you what happened. This is a computer. If a computer have faster power, now if you use it on your calculator, what's gonna be is gonna be take a really long time. But this is not fair because 0 to x, that's a y. This is why I say don't do, because decimal doesn't work like this. It doesn't work like this, like that, and you cannot just graph this function and on your regular calculator it's going to take forever, but this one is still able to do it. Wait, yeah, wait, hold on a second. Zoom standard, huh?
Nothing.
For some of the calculator is not able to do it. Because this one is going to take too long to graph, take too long to generate all the values. But for the computer has more power. But for like a TI-84, I tried today on somebody's calculator, it takes almost 90 seconds to graph the whole thing. But you lost 90 seconds on your time, then you... Okay, I cannot talk over you guys. So let me talk. Total displacement, that's just gonna be without the absolute value like this. Without the absolute value between 1 to 5 like this. And I can do that. Math. 9, 1, 5, and var, y var, function y1, and d to the dx, and then move on your life. -51. 9, 8, 7, I think, if I know how to run. Obviously, I don't. Can I move on? Now, some people say, I don't know what's the absolute value button on your calculator. Hopefully, you know what the absolute value button, but if you don't, here it is. I will say between 0 to 3, right? So 0 to 3 like this. And I will do absolute value. How do I do absolute value? Two ways to do it. Math, number, the first one. Or the second one's easier. Second one is going to here. And I'll say second 0. And it's a catalog. So catalog all different kind of function that you can find on TI-84. And I press absolute value. Bar, y bar, function, y1. D to the dx. Misha, did you charge your calculator? Okay, do you know how to use it? Okay, cool. This one's integration from 0 to 3, absolute value v of t dt. And that's equal to 12.836. Is that okay? The next question is speed. All right. The problem with speed is this. What's the problem? How do I graph speed? Is this speed? No. Speed is Lightning McQueen. I'm just kidding. Absolute value, right? Absolute value. Sorry. I get distracted very easily. ADHD kick in. Y bar function, y1. So I grab this. Now here's what I can do is this. If I grab this, right, v of t and equal to 35, that means I need to graph 35. So there's a short way to do it. You can do it this way, and you say, hey, 35, and now graph both function, and hopefully they intersect, but my window is not there, so I am gonna change to, let's say, 50, so I can see both functions. Do you see that both functions? Intersection, intersection, intersections. There's total 3. However, there's an easier way to do it. I don't like to look for this because it's harder to look for intersection. It's easier to look x-intercept. So what you can do is you can alter this. Minus 35 equal to 0. So that means I grab this and just look for x-intercept. Because this, I think that's easier. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get rid of this function because I only need 1. So that's going to be minus 35. And you say voila. And you graph it. Oops. And you see this point, right? 1, 2, 3. And some people say, how do I know there's 2 here? Well, I don't. I kind of assume so. But if I'm not sure, I zoom in. And I'll zoom in for this particular part, particular region. And I just want to pay attention to here. And I zoom in. I see, hey, there's 2. I can do second calc. Zeros. I'm going to go to the left of 0. I'm going to press enter. I go to the right of 0. I'm going to press enter. But they will say guess. And you're going to press enter again. So it's going to be 3.76. Does that make sense? Am I going too fast? I can calculate the other 2. So let me calculate the other 2. 0. Oops. I'm going to press enter here. I'm going to press enter here. That's going to give me a second value, 4.0. 4.077. If I know how to round. I'm going to do second. Oops, second. I'm going to do second calc 2. And I'm going to get to the third one. So I am second calc 0. Did you guys get all 3? Oh, there you go. 2. And I get 4.96. Is this okay?
What's that? Before you put the 2 lines, how does it find where it intercepts at the x?
Because they just basically look on the left side of the boundary and right side of the boundary. Because if you do it from this side to this side, they don't know which one. They don't know first one, second one, third one.
So it's specifically to find the x.
Yeah. And intersections a little bit different. I usually don't want to work with intersection because the intersection is off the axis, so it's gonna be kind of hard to find. It's much easier to just focus on x-axis. All right, find the time interval between 0 to 5. The particle is, oh, this one's hard. Let's change the window from -1, -1 to 6. I think is good, and from -35, -40 to 10. There's a reason why I choose those values. So if I grab it, I see this. Wait, that's not the one I want to see. I want to see this graph now. This is the, I want to see the velocity, not the speed. It's right here. Now, do you see this part here? From here to here is when it's slowing down. The reason we have positive velocity, negative slope. So that means I need it from the maximum to the 0, which is, I think it requires more skill to use calculator. So I think more skill, because on decimal you can just tap your finger on it. 0.785. Does that make sense to the zeros? So it'll be calculate 0. And I think this requires more muscle memory, which is good. Yes, Nizar?
So there's been this problem with some of our calculators, and like when we're trying to graph a function, it starts going like mega slow.
That's because you grab the integral.
Is that what you do?
That's why I say don't grab the integral. If you grab the integral, that's where you lost 6 minutes or 3 minutes, depends on how old the calculator. If you have the TI-84 plus, it will take literally 3 minutes. And if you have TI-84 CE, it would take about 90 seconds. So it depends on how fast your computer chips is. On decimals, unlike my web one, it doesn't take that long. It takes about 8 seconds or 4 seconds. So it's really depends on how fast the processing power there is. I don't think it can do it though. All right. So now that's the first part. Now I'm gonna look for this part. Remember, this is negative velocity but positive slope. So I need to look at second calc at a minimum rather than maximum. So like I said, it requires more skill to do this. So that's why I actually prefer calculator, because more thinking, you had the processing. So 3.926, is that right? 927 to, I feel like that's the wrong value. I don't know. Second calc of the zeros from here to here. And that's 4.712. And that's done. Does that make sense? Now for the last one. This one is very tricky. A lot of people get it wrong. And the reason why you get it wrong is you forgot the one information. What would you forget? Starting point. Thank you. T. And this is T equal to 0, 1.757, 4.712, and 5. The reason why I only value, I'm going to answer both at the same time. So at first, I'm going to get -2. That's the distance to origin. Which is -2. You know why it's -2, right? Because start with the left side of the 2, and left side of 0. Now everything you added that is going to be -2 including plus integration from 0 to 1.757, from integration 0 to 4.712, and integration from 0 to 5 of v of t dt. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Huh? Because those are the critical points. And those are the endpoints as well between 0 to 5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a calculator. I am going to calculate this, and this one can shape. Now, obviously, decimals can do that as well, but it has to require extra things, which is the starting decimals, not the one with countable decimals. The countable decimal does not give you all the templates, like things that can help you solve the problem. So I am going to go from low bound 0 to 1.757. Is 757 or 557? 757, I'm assuming. Let's see. Yeah. Wait. Is it 757 or right? Why do I feel like that's wrong? I feel like that's a wrong number. That's the same. That's a different number. 0, 1.757. Do I have 1.757 right? Nobody can tell me. I think it's 557. Hold on, let me look for.
On the answer key that you gave us earlier, it's 1571.
Okay, let me go back to calculate the zeros. Maybe you'll help me. The zeros from here to this 1.57. Oh yeah, 1.571. 1.571. So 1.571, and this is 1.571. Does that make sense? 1.571. And I can do second calc integration here. 0 to 1.571, and that would give me this, and this will subtract 2, so it'll be negative 0.095. So you want to subtract 2 at the end. Are you guys following me or no? I'm gonna have to do the same thing to second calc 7 from 0 to 4.712, and that should give you negative 58.159. Is that okay? No, 58.
Oh, minus 2.
You had to minus 2. So yeah, so those are things that you had to pay attention to. And from 0 to 5, it's gonna be negative 52.61. That's 0.9. So the initial condition matter on the final positions, but it does not matter of total distance, average velocity, average distance. It doesn't really matter on those. It doesn't matter where you start. The only thing that impact how they start is that initial conditions only impact on the final positions. Am I confusing or no? And then I'm gonna furthest right. Furthest left is this one. That's left. Furthest right is this one, because if comparison, that's the smallest value versus the biggest value. And I answer both questions at the same time. And do I need to explain anything? Nothing. Your table is the best justification for everything. Yes.
So on the AP exam, they will take a table as justification?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's called candidate method. They have a rubric called candidate method, which is candidate is the zeros, which is the endpoints, as well as the critical points. Now you don't have to including all the critical points. That's to say, if I ask you maximum, then from negative to positive, that doesn't need to require. I do it because I do left and right at the same time, so I do have it. Does that answer your question? Okay. One other question I thought was very important is this one. A lot of people did not get an answer, but f of negative 6 is equal to 3. And f of 5 is equal to 10 minus 2 pi. 3 and 10 minus 2 pi for this particular question, because this question is a little bit different. How much time I have? 1 minute? Okay, well, you guys go figure it out then. I will post one more question in the calculator practice. Learn how to deal with calculators. But you need to finish your review sheet, except the last 2 questions. Usually I do that. It's called premature rounding. IB class really emphasize students don't do premature rounding. They have a special rubric for that. I used to teach IB class at a Cypress Creek. Huh?
So it's only know so it's like an S B minus.
Which one? This one?
So is that something you just plug into the calculator?
Which one questions?
The last one.
What?
The last one where you have the table, you have the value.
Yep.
And then you plug that into like
The-
S B minus O, right?
No, I plug into the velocity equation. I integrate the velocity and find out the displacement.
So you just plug it into the calculator to go
Yeah.
and you just plug it into this one.
Yeah. But you have to include in the negative 2 because the negative 2 is.
These values were like pi over 4, pi over 2, like 3 pi over 2.
It's fine. That would be a second. Benicia. Do you need help with anything? I read the email. I'm sorry. But if you need anything I don't think you're behind either. But if you're behind, you let me know. And I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't talk to you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, but I just let you know as I want to kind of give you space too, but I feel like there's more day pass by. I just feel like I think it's good to let you know I'm here to help you anything. You let me know if you need if I can help you with anything.
Okay, we will.
Okay,
Bye, Mr. A.
bye. You know Diego?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
He's dating my friend.
Oh, is he? Diego, you're a player.
What?
You can get a girlfriend?
Like a year? Yeah.
Really? Diego's got Riz, right? He's got game. Diego, you're a funny guy. I like you. You're a funny guy. Look at all those SGA people. Do you guys understand the homework? Pretty easy?
Yeah, I did it without my unit circle.
Oh, dang. We're about to go to level 3 today. Level 3. So unit circle is level 1. Exact value is level 2. And next value is going to be a little bit different. It's actually the same, but Isaac, you didn't know how to do it? You didn't remember your unit circle?
I remember unit circle.
You gotta know it, otherwise you failed in second time.
I'm gonna fail?
Yeah, because it's 0 or 100 on the quiz. Jordan, I need to know you're a friend with Nelly. Nelly says you're a friend with her. That's unfortunate. I'm just kidding. Nella's a nice guy, nice girl. Yeah, we're teaching level 3. We're in level 2 yesterday. You have what? What do you say? You tired about what? You playing League of Legends again?
I never played the game. I don't play League.
It's to kill your brain cell.
It does.
Make you dumber.
After those 2 days, I lost enough brain cells to like a whole month of staying here doing math. Yeah, my brain dead me.
So Violet.
Remember?
This is sine of 190.
Students, 1 minute remaining until class.
No, I don't do it. No, but
Say hi to Wait, did you get like 1
Yeah.
Yeah, like 1 divided by 0.
Yeah.
No, you were divided by one dividing by 0.
Oh wait, I need help with 25.
Okay, so make sure you use the circle that's filled in. I do not need to see it. If I see it, I rip it apart. Just because I need you memorize it rather than just look.
I don't like that. One over y over x.
7 minutes for the
I
time.
got negative 1 for that. 1.
I'll take it out. Okay, so you can see your time. You have 6 minutes left. You have 6 minutes, so you're only got these. You have 7 minutes. Because you have no, you take 1 minute. No, that's nice. No.
So y is 1 half.
Actually,
Like 1 over and 0. I thought when you divide it, you make
actually, what's here?
that's what this you go on the bottom.
Okay, so you both have 7 minutes.
And then that's like when you like
Both have
maximize
7
it.
minutes. You have 6 minutes.
I'll let Jack know.
Yeah, no, one
Negative square root of 3 over 3. I got 1 for the next one. Negative 3 over 3. Because the 3 is cancel out. Negative 3 over 3 over 3. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
We were just going over 20 minutes. Yeah. I don't like
Do
cocaine.
your homework?
Negative square root
You
of 2.
check your answer?
Or positive 0.
Check your answer.
C is the negative 3.
I can't remember the
Oh, you wrote on that paper. You wrote on negative 3. Like, square root of like this.
Hold on, wait.
Square root of 3.
Okay, positive.
I don't like him.
Wait.
You got
No. You can't. Yeah, your phone need to be out too.
whose phone?
Throw her phone. Hold on, wait, shut up. Oh, that's not good. No, you don't have it out.
It's the phone. It's the phone.
It's the phone.
Take
Okay.
public. Look. Just still take it.
Negative square
No,
root
he's
of
doing
three.
it.
You're on your phone. Why
He's watching wrestling.
Move it.
It was Bob Lifton and John Cena.
do I need to pull for the
Okay, 1, 2, 5, 8, 3. Like, why not?
For
Alex, I thought it was like a match. Versus like,
Oh, I didn't. I don't know.
So since it's tangent, it's like
Yeah.
Got
you.
Negative.
Check your answer. Here you go, check your answer. Check your answer.
I like that. And then, okay, the right hand is wet. Yeah. Oh, 10 over 6. 10 over 6.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Bro, if I go back to 3,
Oh, that's actually great.
Yo, you're like 1 people.
I know. Wait, what is y over x?
Tangent, yeah. That's like perfect. But you don't know.
No, in the box.
Yes, you can get a tip on. You have something over 0.
It's deceiving you. It's like it's not actually loading.
What is it?
It's just a box. Like you can push it in. I got my phone.
Like, you're
I was rushing for you.
18, 25, 27.
Six meters.
Zero, 0,
I got you. 0 over 1. So 0 is negative 1, 0. 0 over negative 1. Yeah.
0 over negative. Oh yeah. Fine is when the number is on top, and then it's over 0.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you told me these before.
That.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. I hate the kids.
All right, so all right. You should know your exact value, and you should finish your homework, and you should check with each other. Some of the homework question has undefined on it. Some of you guys have zeros on it. That's normal because you have some number over 0. You should get undefined. You have 0 over number. That should be 0. Do you check each other with answer? Make sure everybody on the right track.
I really want to complain. I want to complain. I don't think I can do that question.
I ran out of letting the bed Doesn't, bro. I was putting my 8 books.
All right. Now that we have knowing that, we're gonna continuous talk about the second page of unit circle. The second page of unit circle, you should know. Let me review again, so that way to make sure that you know stuff. When you flip a unit circle, has a bunch identity, right? I didn't give you all at once. I give you slowly. I give you reciprocal identity. I give you quotient identity. So let me ask you to start with, if you know any of those. So what is sine theta is equal to 1 over what? Remember, sine is cosecant, right? We had to use that yesterday. Cosine of theta is equal to what? Right? Tangent theta is equal to what? Yep. And the cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. And this is the reason why your calculator does not have cosecant button. If you check on decimals, it does not have a cosecant button. Right? If I look at function, actually it does. No mind, I lied. Decimal does, but not a TI calculator. So, which is good. Cosecant and secant of theta is equal to what? 1 over cosine theta, and cotangent theta is equal to what? Okay, so now this is a reciprocal. Okay, this is a